What's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today, doing a what's next on the undefeated welterweight contender Conor Benn, following another dominating performance against a veteran, but less known than the former champ Chris was in the previous fight. Chris Van Heerden. And Conor Benn went in there and just made real fast work of him. He dominated Van Heerden, stopped him in only 2 rounds as he stays undefeated and on the rise. So the big question now is what's next for the undefeated Benn following that victory? And to be honest, I don't know. Conor Benn's a good fighter, but he's with DAZN and Matchroom and Eddie Hearn, so it's going to be tough for him to land big fights right now because he's not a mandatory, and I think he's going to have to become a mandatory in order to get big fights. We're going to run through the top 10 real quick and see what potential fights there are, but there aren't many, so let's look. Number 1, Errol Spence Jr. Spence is not going to be interested in a fight with Conor Benn right now. Too high risk, too low reward in terms of what other options Spence potentially has, like an undisputed title fight. And he's also not with the PBC, and I highly doubt the PBC works with anybody else to make especially a fight for Spence. I highly doubt that Spence goes out of the PBC to fight a guy from another promotion. Number 2, the undefeated WBO champion, Terrence Crawford. That would be big for Crawford and Benn to lock horns, but I think Crawford wants to step it up a little more, and I think he wants an undisputed title fight, or he wants a bigger name to be a kind of a tune-up fight for the undisputed title fight with Errol Spence. So not seeing that one either. Number 3 is number 3 right now. Well, coming into this month was your Dennis Ugas. Not seeing it. PBC guy. He took a bad beating from Errol Spence, so they're not going to try to lock up Spence and Conor Benn. Just not going to happen. Danny Garcia, another PBC guy, veteran. He's not going to fight a younger guy on the rise like Conor Benn right now. Just not going to happen. Jaron Boots Ennis, would love to see the fight, but doubt that it happens. Ennis is another young fighter, but he's also, I think he has ties with the PBC. He doesn't have to fight essentially with the PBC, but I don't think Boots or Benn want to risk it by fighting each other next. I think they got other fish to fry. They want to set up a big fight like that, and I just don't see it happening next. You got Virgil Ortiz. In terms of being able to make the fight, I think this might be potentially the most makeable fight at 147 for Conor Benn. But again, like with Boots Ennis, I don't think the promotions are going to want to bring them together now. I think they're going to want to wait for these guys to be a little more established, to be the new world champions of the division, since this division is very close to turning over. Then you have Elimontas Stanionis. Stanionis is WBA regular champion. He's likely going to defend against like a guy like Keith Thurman or somebody in the PBC while he awaits a showdown with Spencer Crawford potentially. So he's not going to entertain Conor Benn. Keith Thurman, not going to entertain Conor Benn. He's a PBC guy. He wants big name opponents, or he'll probably fight a PBC guy ahead of a potential big fight like Spencer Crawford. Radzat Butayev coming off the loss to Stanionis. I think Butayev would be down for that fight, and I think Benn would if the PBC allows Butayev to fight Conor Benn. I doubt that happens, so I'm going to lean towards the less likely, sadly. And then you got Cody Crowley, who's broken into the top 10 now. I highly doubt Cody Crowley would happen just because he's a PBC guy. So Conor Benn likely is going to run into another former world champ. I've heard talks of Adrian Broner. I don't think Broner wants anything to do with Conor Benn, but hey, the talks have been there, so we just got to wait and see. But I truly believe Conor Benn is just going to have to continue to stay busy and try to come up with as big a name as possible to get in the ring with them. Maybe Maurice Hooker decides to take a shot at him, but I don't know if Hooker wants to go out there after suffering knockout losses and like 2 out of the last 3 years he suffered knockout losses. I don't know if he wants to go out there and risk himself as an underdog against another young undefeated welterweight in Conor Benn. So we'll see. Conor Benn though just needs to ride it out, take his time, but I'm likely seeing another tune-up type veteran thrown in front of him in the next few months as he stays busy at welterweight 147. So that's what's next on the undefeated welterweight contender Conor Benn following his second round TKO win over Chris Van Heerden. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, smash the like button, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. And this is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.